Welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel, guys. We're doing a mop-up video, which is very important because I want to use these videos as an opportunity to spend a little bit more time telling you about all of these products. So we finished the test. This one come first, second, third, fourth, etc. The one with the least points gets the highest ranking because of the way I scored it. I scored it based on ranking points. So I want to give you a different breakdown on these products. First of all, these three products here are the most powerful in this particular test. Those three. These two use a similar chemistry. This uses a different acid. That's a bit more surfactant heavy. That requires a rub out. It's a gel. That's a dilutable concentrate that's just as powerful as these two at 1 to 3, which makes me think you can go 1 to 5 would give you still a good punch. I don't think you'd need to go neat from what I'm seeing unless you had really stubborn water spots that are really baked on. 1 to 3 seems a good level of potency with this. And that is probably the one that I would recommend for professional use when you've got really stubborn water spots. The Chemical Guys product, there's no problem with its potency, but there's problems with its price point. North of 50 quid a litre, when the average is £22 a litre, and this forced the average up. You know what I mean? So that price thing is very relevant. £52 per litre. Carpro you can get for £14.95 a litre, which sounds very cheap. Gyeon 17 quid a litre. Gtechniq 26 or 27 quid a litre. Labo 14.95 a litre at 1 to 3. Koch £12.05. Sonax 16.96. So this product, for me, and I'm giving you my reasons and explaining everything, very powerful, but it's off market price-wise. So if you're going to go for a powerful water spot remover, these two are the option. That's a bit more surfactant rich than the Labo. Why would you use the Carpro instead of the Labo? It's a different technology. It's not using an ammonia-based remover. It's using a phosphoric acid and quite a noticeable amount of surfactant. You could really go with either of these. They're a similar application process. All three of these, be very careful and follow PPE with them all. And all of these products, in fact, and always do that. These are more professional. Even the Chemical Guys, I'd say these are more professional use where they're more aware of, what's going on with them and how you need to use them. Now, in the mid-order, you have three products here that have a similar level of potency. They're a little bit milder, which might not be a bad thing. These two don't have the caustic requirement to generate the caustic, and the Sonax does, but the Sonax is milder. So I don't know. I remember they had a clear bottle of the water spot remover, and maybe they've changed the formula and made this a bit milder to work with their coatings. And Gtechniq, this has got like limonene and stuff in it and things like that, but it's a little bit milder on the water spots than the Carpro from what I've seen, and it's a tiny bit more expensive as well, so that affects it in a small field. This product, yeah, they've gone with an acid and an approach that's using different acids to anything else in this test. The acetic acid, which has that pungent smell. Now, I just want to talk about these two products because both these products have a bit of an advantage, and so does the FSE. All these products kind of require a rinse out when they've finished, or when you wipe the residues or you agitate the residues or whatever, following the instructions, you have to wash or rinse. Whereas these products have a way of applying them to water spots, and I would like to just demo that. And it also highlights the point I'm going to make. So let's just come around here. I've got this is lack of preparation. I'm not PPing up. I just want to demo something to you. So if we took this product and followed the instructions, and sorry if I'm not because I'm filming at the same time, but you'd spray this into a microfiber cloth, yeah? And you'd spray it all into the cloth, and you'd go up onto your water spots, and you'd get into them, and you'd do this, and you can give it a little bit of dwell time, yeah? But you'd essentially do this, which is nice and easy, yeah? And then I'm putting that cloth down because you've got to get a second cloth. Then you come back and you do this, okay? And what happens is this film starts hazing, and it's a bit like using a quick detailer, right? That's it. Okay, you just got to get it all up. That's it. So when there's water spots there, you can look at them, put it on, do what I've just done, and then look. And if they're there again, you go again, okay? Until your water spots are gone, right? And if they're not gone after a few goes, then it's not shifting it. And you might have to go to polishing. You can increase the wetness of it, you know, and get more dwell time before you dry buff. But you see how easy that was? See how easy that was? Some of the other products require, they don't have that dry wipe to inspect. And it's that flashing of the chemical, almost like a detail spray, that means you can see how well it's working. And you can do that with this Gtechniq one. In theory, you can do it with the Sonax one. When you finish with the Gtechniq, you do need to rinse, it says, but I can do that reasonably quickly with, you know, just go, and then once you've done all your water spots and you've done all your wipe and swipe till they're gone, you could say, right, just grab the hose and rinse a bit of water on it and then dry it one more time. These are a bit wetter, particularly these two products. They're a bit wetter and they need a bit more thorough rinsing to get all the surfactants off them, which means it's harder to then dry and inspect and know if you've got to go again. And it's similar with the Energo, perhaps less so with this. You can sort of dry wipe this and see your results, but that product's too expensive. Out of these two products that give you that capability, I prefer the Gtechniq over the Sonax. This just seems a little bit more residuey, less like detail spraying. That wipe down to inspect is not as good on this product as this one. So I prefer this product. You can do exactly the same with the Koch product and no rinse. So you can do what I've just demoed there, but this product is significantly less powerful. When you have used it, you've put a film of silicone or something, or whatever the detail spray element is. So then when you're almost encrusting the, you know, encasing the mineral deposits below that film for further use, and it's got to go through its own film. So this is more like a light water spot remover that you know it's going to get them off and it's going to shine up the paint. But as a dedicated water spot remover, no. I also think the Sonax might have siloxanes and silicones in it, a bit like the Koch product, for a little bit of shine. It doesn't talk too much about that. But either way, I prefer this product from the way it works. And out of all of the products in this test, this is my favourite one. The downside is the price per litre on this, and it's Gtechniq sell it on their website, and they sell it for $26.99 a litre, when often the price per litre is a lot less than that. You know, if you look at the others, the average price per litre is about £22, and that was skewed right up by the chemical guys. Take the chemical guys out, and most of the rest of the field is sort of like 12, 14, 15 quid or whatever. So the £26 per litre price of this worries me, but this is an informal one on what I think is the one that I would want to use and recommend to people. But a quick summary of how I would do my recommendations would be like this, because you've got all these products and you've got to filter them down. If some guy messages me on YouTube comments and say, I've got some water spots on my car after washing, what will get them off? I'd start them here, because I don't know anything about that person. I think that's a good starting point. It's very safe chemical. Start with that. Or I'd ask the question, you know, are they really stubborn, or are they nasty ones? I'd start him on that, because this product I just think is more for professional use, although not really. I mean, if someone reads the instructions, follows PPE with this product, no problems, but so many people don't. They could improve this product by getting that labeling, especially for retail users, like, you know, really bullet pointing and using the space on the label differently, and having a think about how they can do that, how they can improve that, because that would really make this a lot more better. Their labels are always generally well written with loads of info, which I really like, but you can see what I'm saying. It's such a small bottle. It's unusual for most of their bottles everything's blown up more when it's a 500ml bottle, including the size of the label and the text. So on that 250ml bottle, that's getting borderline very hard to read. And you can see, actually, it's a really good example. The Gtechniq is the same size. They've got good instructions and they've got stuff to read, but everything is a bit more concise and very well written and very easy to follow. That's the best label out of all of these products. It was very easy to follow it. And yeah, it's the best user experience, I think, along with the Koch, because they're just easier to monitor results and less like a sort of process you've got to go through to treat them. It's like more of an occasion to use these products. It's like, right, I've got to do this, or all right, I've got to do this. Whereas these, you can almost use them like detail sprays. So yeah, that's the two perhaps that are a lot more user friendly. But these are the three that I think have kind of caught my eye and got me going in terms of, regardless of the points, these are the three that I'm sort of debating around amongst my head. And the debate with the FSE for me is around the fact that it's a detail spray at the same time. And what I've just said, if they're stubborn and you've put it on, you've put a layer of silicone on there as well. So you want to kind of get it off in, you want something that's not doing that. And I don't think this product is doing that. You know, because these products require rinses and they might have surfactants, they might also have small amounts of solvent in them and acids in them. They may, until you've rinsed them, they may impart a alteration to the hydrophobic effect. So a lot of times, if you're seeing DEG, it could be because it's an alcohol solvent in there, for example. I'm not talking about these, which has a more hydrophilic effect till it's vaped. Or if it's a hydrocarbon solvent, it can add a more hydrophobic effect till it's vaped. All the materials in here that don't instantly come off the panel can have an effect on hydrophobicity as well. So it's harder to gauge their DEG impact. You have to kind of put them on, probably rinse if required, and then kind of eyeball it then, but eyeball it maybe after an hour or something, so anything volatile that vaporizes can come off the panel. But even then, I don't know if it gives you a squeaky clean surface, because, you know, without any materials on there, because some of them are surfactant-y as well. Hopefully this is an enjoyable video, and that really captures everything. I'm water spotted out now. Really enjoyed this one, and really feel I know these products and the recommendations are good. I just want to caveat some things that I thought were important. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on this. Yeah, very interesting. And yeah, the Gtechniq's my favourite out of these products for that demo reason I just gave you. See how easy it was? If I'd used any of these other ones, they'd have been wetter after doing that, and I've had to wash them off, then get a drying towel, dry the car, and then like do a final dry to a shine before you can get, like, with a nice light source and an angle, when it's bone dry, you can actually go and look really close to it, because water spots are hard to see. Sometimes you can think you've got them all out, and you need good lighting, workshop, and you need it dry, and you need to be able to see it. And I think that's the advantage with the Gtechniq product for me. Thanks for watching. I've now got to do a load of editing for probably, I'd reckon, about 5 hours worth. So that'll be fun. And this one won't take quite so long to edit. #upload. I'll catch you later, guys. Bye now.